Someone may please close the door there. Thank you. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Dayakaran Dayakaram Dhantam Dharma Pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharya Varam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Narayanah Paro Vyaktat Andam Avyakta Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipa Cha Medini. 31st verse we saw yesterday. Understanding everything as yajna. What is yajna? Here, in this context, religious disciplines, various spiritual disciplines, meaning disciplines that are dedicated solely for the purposes of spiritual growth. In other words, aka moksha. That is what is called yajna. Because something has to be sacrificed. Time has to be sacrificed, effort has to be sacrificed in order to master all these things. What you love to do has to be sacrificed. And then what else has to be sacrificed? What you want has to be sacrificed. And so all this is not for the sake of some weight loss techniques and looking good, becoming rich and famous. You sacrifice your time and energy and effort for becoming passing some very important exam so that you can get a better job. That's not yajna here. Because that is done for the sake of what? Karma phala. So anything that is done for the sake of karma phala is not yajna. Here the karma phala itself is a big sacrifice. You see, you are doing yoga and pranayama not so that you will have wonderful muscles and breath control, but you are doing it for what? To become a better human being, really. That is the purpose. And that's what makes it yajna. Not any other thing. The purpose is what makes it yajna, because not only you have to sacrifice time, money, so many things you have to sacrifice. And maybe you would have, in that time you would have liked to spend the time with a friend, you have to sacrifice that, and you have to perhaps do other things that you don't like in order to do this, you have to sacrifice that. That is all okay. But the final and ultimate sacrifice that makes this be called yajna for the sake of moksha is what? The sacrifice of the karma phala. This is a very important topic which we cannot gloss over. That's why I am putting a lot of emphasis on verses 31, 32, 33. Very important. And so, you sacrifice the karma phala for the sake of what? Self-growth. So that I grow into a non-demanding, appreciative, accommodative, kind, non-judgmental person. That's what everybody wants to be. It's not that, only people in India want that and people in South Africa don't want that. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be that. You ask anybody anywhere. But they don't know how, and they're all confused. That is the thing. So here, this relative growth is what leads one to the absolute as the truth of oneself. Without this relative growth, the absolute cannot ever be attained. The absolute cannot be attained without the relative growth, and therefore what we have to do is understand the ramifications of this yajna as a series of spiritual disciplines for antahkarana shuddhi and antahkarana naishchalyam. So let us look at the Bhashya for verse 31 after chanting it together. Yajna shishtamrita bhujah yante brahma sanatanam nayam lokostya yajnasya kutonyah kuru sattama. So we saw that even to be cheerful and have a good attitude in this world itself, you need these disciplines. If you have these disciplines, you are able to enjoy the world more, the less you want from it. This is a very interesting corollary. The less you want from the world, the more you are able to enjoy it, the more freely you are able to be in it. And once you start controlling the world or trying to control it, along with the expectations and along with the people, situation, events, all these things, the more miserable one becomes. This is what, so na ayam lokaha asti, for this person who is what? Ayajnaha, the one who has not done any religious disciplines, the one whose mind is not centered, for such a person, ayajnaha, the one who has no value for these disciplines, this world is also is done in useless, because you can't be happy. One is always complaining. So what to talk of moksha, what to talk of other lokas, not everything is destroyed. So then the Bhashya is very straightforward, because we have seen everything. Yajnanam shishtaha yajna shishtaha. That which is the prasada of yajna. Prasada means what? Leftover, he says here. Shishtaha. Prasada. That which is the fruit of yajna is called yajna shishtaha. Then yajna shishtastat amritam cha. It is yajna shishta, and it is in the form of amritam, nectar. Nectar means what? Immortality. So, it is in the form of immortality, means what? It will lead you eventually to the knowledge of immortality. It's not that doing yoga gives immortality, because we saw even the doyens of yoga like Iyengar, etc., their bodies also, what did they do? They left. They left their bodies, so the bodies are not invincible, the bodies are given up, the bodies decay. So here the immortality doesn't mean it's going to make the body-mind sense immortal, but what is immortal is already immortal, that it is going to show by giving the prasada of this yajna. The prasada is twofold: the visible results of a cheerful temperament and the invisible result of readying the mind for moksha. Whether one pursues it or not is up to one, but the mind is ready for moksha. These are the two prasadas that are talked about here in the form of amritam. Amritam means here that which does not come to an end. So moksha phala is that which never comes to an end. So tad bhunjate, the one who eats that means partakes of that, is called yajna shishtamrita bhujah. So for such people, yathoktan yajnan kritva, performing all these kinds of sacrifices, and we saw numerous kinds yesterday. What did we see? We saw pranayama, yoga, and then what else? The dana, giving money, etc. What else did we see? We saw the partaking of the sense objects very mindfully. We saw giving up the penchant for all the sense objects, and all this we saw. So yathoktan yajnan kritva. So aforementioned yajnas, the one who does, tat shishtena kalena. So here he takes a different take on the word shishta. Shishta means prasada, one meaning. He also gives an alternative meaning. What is the alternative meaning? Kala, time. Shishtena kalena. Yajna shishta means that which is the fruit of yajna, correct. But when does it fructify? In time. Kalena. So, just like when you go to the gym and then you go like this one day and then you look for the muscle. Yeah. Where is it? Non-existent. You go the second day and pump some more, weights and lift the weights and do. Does the muscle come? No. What comes? Only pain comes. Okay. But then after a month of doing this, one small muscle will come. Okay. Not like in the movies and not like that cartoon character. He eats one tin of spinach. Yeah. Big muscle comes. Not like that. Nothing is instantaneous. All these yajnas take time. Their phala also comes when? In time. So, lest one think after doing this section that I am going to get this instantly. So, what did I do? Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Now I am pranayama parayana. If I say I am an expert in pranayama and I am getting all the fruits of pranayama, nothing will come. I can't even overcome a small hillock without going breathless. So therefore, these yajnas take time. The fruit takes time. So shishta means prasada. Another meaning of the shishta means kalena. Kalena means in time it fructifies. It fructifies in time, and so therefore yatha vidhi choditam. Choditam means performed. First it should be performed. How? Yatha vidhi. Provided it is performed yatha vidhi. Yatha vidhi means in keeping with the injunctions. Vidhi, injunctions, not crossing the injunctions. Vidhim anatikramya yatha vidhi. And this is a particular kind of a samasa where you don't have where you don't try to decline it afterwards. And so this is the, then we have yatha vidhi means in accordance to the rules established, like you have to do it repeatedly. It's a committed lifestyle, etc. Choditam annam amritakhyam annam bhunjate. So is fed, just like at the end of a fire sacrifice, there is annadanam and everybody partakes of the food together, everybody sits and eats together. Here also the person is fed by what? That which is called amritakhyam. Amritakhyam means what is the only thing that is amrita? Brahman. That's the only thing ultimately amrita. Iti yajnashishta amrita bhujaha. So such people yanti gacchanti sanatanam brahma. Sanatanam means chirantanam, that which never comes to an end. So that unchanging, ever present, nitya Brahman, that they gain when? Kalena vindanti. In time they gain. Why? Because they have Shuddha Antahkarana. They have done yoga, they have done pranayama, they have practiced yamas, niyamas, they have done all the other kinds of yajnas here. So they are pure-hearted. And it's only a matter of time before they can leave whatever they are committed to and then grow into the commitment for the knowledge. That is the prasada. So ultimately everybody is geared towards Brahman. We saw that. Here also they are geared towards Brahman. The people who are wanting all these disciplines, they don't want the disciplines for themselves. They are not, even seva. Seva also is not for the sake of seva. What is the seva for? Self-growth. And then if I can't see that connection, that all the seva I am doing and all the seva I have done is to help me orient towards this knowledge, then what will happen? It will come in time. And how much time is not specified. Lord Krishna is very diplomatic. Achirena gacchati. Wherever you ask that particular phrase, he will say. Why? Because anybody's preparation, we can't put in 3-month course. Okay, at the end of 3 months, it would be wonderful to say at the end of 3 months, everybody will get moksha. Can you say that? No. Because I would love to say that, but that means that everybody is progressing on the same pace and is having the same kind of enquiry and is always in the same situation. That is not the case. That is not the case. Because whatever one is committed to, that commitment has to fructify into moksha. So that means that commitment has to be loosened, and that viveka must come, that I am not committed to this. This was a preparation, and what is really what I want, that which is lasting and that which never changes is what? This amritakhyam brahma, that can only come in time. What if it doesn't come in this lifetime? Don't worry. When will it come? Next lifetime. What's the hurry? No problem. That's the beauty of Punarjanma. We are not afraid of a next life. Neither are we looking forward to it, nor are we afraid of it. If it comes, that means I will be even better prepared. It is okay. No problem. But I try in this life, with all this knowledge I am getting, I try to get ready, and then that in time one will orient themselves towards moksha and gain this knowledge. And then the Adi Shankara adds, Mumukshavaha san chet, if you are a mumukshu right from the start, then what happens? Or during the course of the performance of these yajnas, what will happen? Kalatikrama apekshaya iti samarthyat gamyate. So if they are mumukshus and performing these disciplines for the sake of moksha, they too in time will definitely gain the samarthyam. Samarthyam means what? Eligibility. Adhikaritvam. They will gain to get this to get this moksha, to get this atmajnanam. See, this is the transformation that has to happen. That moksha is not attained by any karma, no matter how spiritual. So, the mumukshu, being a mumukshu, means leaping to become a jignasu, the desirer of knowledge. So, the knowledge has to be desired. And I have to understand that what I want is already there, but I am unable to see that it is there. So, therefore, I need the knowledge and somebody to show me that it is there. That is the idea. Okay? And so, that transformation, if it does not take place, Kalena Atmani Vindati. So later on one will get. And then in the meantime, the ninda is done. The ninda means the contrast is given. Yesterday I told you, verse 31 has this methodology of stuti, praise, and then ninda, the censure of people who are not following this. Ayam lokaha. What is ayam lokaha? Sarva prani sadharanaha. That which is enjoyed by all the beings in the world, that also na asti, that also the person cannot enjoy. Yathoktan yajnanam ekah api yajna yasya na asti. So, out of all these yajnas which Bhagavan has patiently described in the last few verses, even one, if the person is not committed to, then what happens? The person is a ball of misery. Yeah. And misery loves company. So they get attracted to other balls of misery. And then what do? They sit and sing sad songs. Darshan kab doge? When will you give me darshan? What will happen to me? Like this. So therefore, this is something that has to be rectified, because even this world, which is very easy to enjoy, I mean, it's not rocket science. If you want to enjoy a world that you have absolutely no control over, what is the logic here? Let go of the control and just see whatever there is. And that is a very logical approach, but these people are non-thinkers. wrong thinkers. So they are not able to even get even a little bit of solace from this world. They are constantly embattled, they are battling, or they are miserable, thinking of themselves as what? Victims. So even if one of the yajnas are not done, such a person is called ayajnaha, tasya kutaha anyaha vishishta sadhana sadhyaha. Means, where is the question of knowledge and Brahman for such people? He Kuru Sattama. Kuru Sattama means the best among the Kurus. Evam bahuvidha yajnaha vitata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimoksyase. Yeah. So, evam, in this manner, bahuvidhaha yajnaha, various kinds of yajnas have come. From where? Did you just think of them? No, they have all come from the Vedas. Brahmanaha mukhe means from the mouth of the Vedas. So the word Brahma has many, many meanings, and then we saw that in the 3rd chapter, 10th verse, 10th to 16th verse, we have a whole section where the word Brahman Brahma is used for Veda. Open 10 to 16, 10th verse or 9th verse, chapter 3. Let us just cross-reference this so that we are not, so that we are intellectually alert about this. What does it say? Yeah, Sahayajnah praja srishtva purovachah prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostvishta kamadhuk. Then, next. Devan bhavayatanena te devaha bhavayantuvaha. Somewhere the word Brahma is there in that section. What about 8th one? Is it there in number 8? Huh? Oh, niyatam kuru karmatvam. No, that is not there, but it is there. So, Sahayajnah prajapatihi. Prajapatihi here means Brahma, and Yajna there means Veda. Sahayajnah praja srishtva. So Yajna here is Veda. So many meanings are there for common words like Jnanam, Yajna, Brahma. So we have to see that. It's the same thing that is talked about from verses 10 to 16 in chapter 3. The purport is the same. Evam bahuvidhaha yajnaha means yajnah praja srishtva. So having created this universe, Prajapatihi, the creator, along with what? Sahayajna. And that yajna here means Veda there. And here yajna means various disciplines. So, evam bahuvidaha yajnaha vitataha. Tan to spread. Tataha disseminated. Spread. Evam what? 15th verse, yeah, tell. Yeah, karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Brahma bhavam karvam nityam yagne pratishtitam. Yeah. So, somewhere it was there, I remember. So, this is very important. Brahmodbhavam vidhi. The karmas to be done have come from where? The Veda alone. And the disciplines to be done have also come from where? The same Veda, says chapter 4. And then vitataha have been disseminated. Means that question was there in the satsang, is Vedanta property just for India and Indians? No, it has been everywhere. So you go somewhere in some corner of the world, they are also doing religious disciplines for the sake of self-growth. They are also doing that. Everybody is doing that. These yajnas are not so specific, only one place, but they are there. Where? Everywhere they are there. Vitataha, where? Brahmano mukhe. From the face of the Veda, they have come. This is a blessing. So, Brahmano mukhe means from the mouth of the Veda. This is very interesting. Mouth of the Veda means what? So mouth of the Veda, Veda is the cosmic Purusha. Cosmic Purusha means Bhagavan in the form of Virat. And then we see, even in the Purusha Sukta, we see this very beautiful thing we see in the Purusha Sukta, that all the eyes are what? The eyes of these cosmic beings. All the hands belong to this cosmic being. And so like this here, the face of the Veda, the mouth of the Veda has a Vedic sanction to say that. Because the Veda is seen as Bhagavan, so Veda Bhagavan we say. And so if it is Bhagavan, then it will be, we will of course give it eyes, nose, face, mouth, etc. And then it is common to say, so Mastakam, Veda Mastakam, Veda Shiras, the head of the Veda. Like that, those expressions are there. And so Adi Shankara says it is very nice to say this. And then meaning, the metaphorical meaning is what? Everything has come from what? Veda alone. And from Bhagavan alone. And Bhagavan is the author of the Veda. So everything has come from the mouth of Bhagavan, meaning what? It is not human made. Because this knowledge of various religious disciplines is occurring simultaneously in many heads. Many heads. Then there might be newer and more modern disciplines which were not needed in those days. Like what is one? One is called the latest trending religious discipline. It can be a religious discipline. Is called cyber fast. Cyber fast is what? Fast I go on the internet? No, I take a fast from all the devices. And this also is very ancient. In so many cultures we have this. But then this cyber fast, 24-hour cyber fast. Internet fast. That doesn't mean fast internet. That's a very different thing. What everybody wants? Fast internet. What does Bhagavan want you to do? Internet upavasa. Internet fast. So, see what happens. And see why is it called fast? Because self-growth happens fast. That is why it is called fast. Because one is so addicted to consuming things that new yajnas have to be crafted. Cyber fast, I won't do this. And then Netflix fast. I will not go on Netflix for 3 months. Yeah, that's a nice fast. And then so like this, YouTube fast, Netflix fast, online fast. These are all new yajnas. Because based on our craziness, these new yajnas have to be done. And so these kinds of knowledge, this knowledge comes in various heads at various times. And so therefore, you cannot be the author of this yajna. Who is the author of this yajna? Bhagavan through the Vedas is the author of the yajna, because any knowledge is Bhagavan. Any knowledge appearing in any tiny head is also what? Bhagavan. Head is also what? Bhagavan. And so, therefore, we cannot take credit. Wait till we come to the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where all the intellectual property rights Bhagavan is going to reclaim. You say you are a good singer, I am here too. It's not you, it's me. You say you can do this well, that's not you, that's me. Bhagavan, Krishna, reclaims all the qualities you think you are the author of, and takes it for himself and says, let's set this straight. The intellectual right, property right belongs to me. So the knowledge always rests in a conscious being. And so whether it's the cosmic conscious being or an individual conscious being, samashti and vyashti, it doesn't matter. It's still the source of it is very much the same. And then, so vitataha brahmano mukhe. Now this is all very nice and wonderful, but then see the purport of it, Arjuna, and that's in the second line, karmajan vidhitan sarvan. Know all of them to be born of, performed by, sustained by, what? Karma. They are all karma based. If you are talking of discipline, then all the accoutrements of action come in. So if you say there is a religious discipline but there is no performer, no karta, does that become a religious discipline? Say no, so we can move on. Okay, no. So if there is a religious discipline but no taker for it, then it cannot be called a religious discipline. So for a religious discipline to be accomplished, spiritual discipline, what is the three minimum things we need? We need somebody who is saying, I am the performer of this particular discipline. And then what else do we need? We need the discipline itself. And then we need the act of performing. All these are what? Atma or Anatma? Anatma. What are we interested in? Exactly. So, know their limitations, O Arjuna. Please don't go blindly after them, mistaking them for the ends when they are the means to understanding yourself as Brahman, which is the end and which can be accomplished only by knowledge, not by action. The penchant for action never ever goes. Very difficult for it to go. And then you go see other ashrams, you say, oh, they all look very happy. Why? Because they are meditating all day. Maybe that is the way to meditate all day. So, everything looks happy for 5 minutes, from far. Everything looks happy from far. What do we say? There is an expression for that. The pasture on the other side of the hill, which is where the sun is there, looks greener than here. That pasture looks greener than here. This pasture, you say, oh, this is nothing much, I'll go there. And when you go there, you find there are many potholes and brown patches there also. There also, there will be a lot of problems there also. So for 5 minutes, everything looks nice. Everything looks nice from afar. And so don't be so naive, Arjuna, to become under the entrapment that most people are. This is a very common entrapment, mistaking the means for what? The goal. If you don't know the goal, what will happen? You will go goal. Goal means round and round you will go without having a single understanding where you are headed. That's why it's called goal. You better know what it is so that you don't go round and round. And so, know the goal to be what? Yourself. If the goal is yourself, what kind of a self is it? It's a self free of pain, sorrow, aka samsara. This is the self that I want. Is this self already there or not? Yes. Even though it's a feeble yes, it is there. Yeah, it is there. It is very much there. And so if it is there, then what do you have to do to get it? It's already there. There is nothing to do. There is only something to understand and to discover. So the realm of action has to resolve into knowledge. Because without that, one will be just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. This, my friends, is the definition of madness. This is insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting what? Some other result. What will happen? That is madness. Even a prani, even an animal, after a little while gives up, saying something is wrong here. Even the prani that is not blessed with viveka, it gives up. What to talk of the human being, blessed with viveka, blessed with vairagya, and still keeping on doing the same thing and expecting something else, or thinking it will give me the happiness I need or I want. And so therefore, Lord Krishna warns, yes, these disciplines are sacred, yes, they are Bhagavan based, Bhagavan is the author of all these disciplines, but then know them to be finite. Discipline is finite, the performer's attention is finite. How much the discipline can be performed, that Shakti is also finite, and the results of the disciplines are also what? Finite. What I want is the infinite. The infinite is not a product of various karma. Karma 1 plus karma 2 plus karma 3. What if I perform all the disciplines that were said? I do pranayama in the morning, I do yoga in the afternoon, and then I give dhanam in the evening, and then I do something the next day, and I keep doing. Still it is finite. How much will you do? You will just drop off exhausted at some point, and then that is the finitude of the karma. If the karma is finite, then karma phala is also what? Finite. Even if you give away all your wealth, let us say you are a trillionaire, not millionaire or billionaire, you are a trillionaire, and you give away all your wealth, and then you write a check to some charity or some cause, and then that check will also be what? Finite number. There is the last zero, don't forget. It's not infinity. You can't give a blank check because you don't have infinite funds. So even if you say, call the press, I'm giving away all my millions, billions, trillions, I'm giving away. And then each check if you write, or even if you write one big check, the check will have what? A finite amount. This should check us in our tracks. So if the giving is finite, then what you get back in the form of punya for that is also what? Finite. It can never be infinite, because the infinite is not karma phala. Second reason we have to go away from karma is to understand that the infinite is not what? Karma phala. It's not a fruit of action. Infinite is not a product. It doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have an end, so it always is, it is always unchanging, and it happens to be your swarupa, it happens to be you. This has to be discovered, and therefore I have to understand this. And we have seen with the example of keeping the glasses on the head, where is it, where is it, where is it? So if somebody is doing that, what can we do? Oh, please stand on one leg and do some tapo yajna, tapas, do some tapas in the form of yajna. They can stand on the one leg, and then what will happen? Nothing will happen. Glasses will not be got, because they are already the possessor of the glasses. And so even if they give all that money in dhanam, they will still not get the glasses. Somebody has to come and tell them, here are your glasses. And if it is a teenage child, they will say, give me some money, pocket money, and I'll tell you where the glasses are. So this is how it is. You are already the possessor of what you seek, but you do not know it. That is Atma Ajnanam. So all these disciplines are finite. Karmajan. Karmanaha jayate iti. Karmajan, born of karma. So born of karma means there was a time it wasn't, then you did the karma, then the karma was finite, it had a beginning, it had an end. So the karma phala will also have a beginning and an end. What do you want? Something where it doesn't say the end. You want the endless, and which is the truth of yourself. But how do you know I want the endless? Ask anybody. How long you want to be happy? What will they say? 5 minutes is enough, oh Lord. Will they say that? No. How long you want to be happy? Forever. That forever is what I want. It's not even happiness. It's the forever unchanging, that myself which is already pleased, which doesn't need to be pleased by buying things or being with somebody or anything. That is what I seek to discover. That stability, that security, that forever is the Anantyam, which is seen or defined as Ananda. Ananda is Ananta. Endlessness, limitlessness is the Ananda I am looking for. That Ananda is centered on me, not on the object. But then why do I make the mistake of attaching to various objects? This is something which is important to discuss. Because I think the forever has a location, has a locus outside of myself. So then I end up in the unenviable place of catching hold of the finite and trying to convert it into the infinite. Can you do that? No. Finite is finite. Can anatma ever become atma? Not at all. Not at all. Even if you stand on the head, it will not happen. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stand on your head, because blood circulation increases, so the thinking becomes better. Viveka also hopefully increases. So, but here is a very important discussion. Karmajan vidhitan sarvan. All of them are finite, O Arjuna, because they are born of karma and they are not going to give you the forever. So the forever is looking, the person who is interested in the forever does a kind of a transference, a psychological projection or a transference where the concept of forever is fixated on something outside of oneself. And then attaching to that, one tries to make it forever. That's why even in common talk, what do we say? Like, oh, somebody says, I moved into a new house. Is it yours? Is it forever? Yes, it is mine. Actually, it's not yours. It's owned by the bank. You are just paying monthly installments. But still, it is what? Forever. I have a job. Is it permanent? You see how it is? Yeah. I want to make the job. The job is what? Was it there before? No. Is it going to be there all the time? No. But I want to make the impermanent permanent, and that is where all my effort goes. From morning to night, I want to make the impermanent permanent. Even seeking something not tangible, like validation and approval. Is validation and approval permanent? Say no, because it is not. The same person who approves of you today will say you are an idiot tomorrow. Yes. Absolutely happens. The same person who says, I am your BFFFF. Yes, one small child wrote me one card, 8-year-old, and then said, please, I am your BFF. What is BFF means? Best friend forever. Yeah. So the so-called BFF is what? Forever miffed with you, forever upset with you. That I can believe. Yes. Why? Because they are also coming from the same, they are also doing the same transference on you that you are doing on them. And then this one, who is that? The Acharya Sureshwara, the direct disciple of who? Adi Shankara, says in the Vartika for the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Viyogantaha sarve samyogaha. Samyoga means coming together. The fusion between the desirer and the object of desire is called samyoga. The coming together is all coming together is until when? Viyogantaha, until separation. This may sound harsh, but it is the truth of this world. The world is not, no matter how much you milk it, it cannot be the cause of forever, because the world itself is not forever. It comes and goes in cycles. The one who says the world comes and goes in cycles, that Sakshi, that witness, that Aham, that I, who is the observer of everything that comes and goes, is the only forever that is there. And to seek that I, there has to be a different mechanisms than the old, dogged, tired, and bored mechanisms of karma and karma phala. Because knowledge is on a different realm. Karma is on the realm of the order of reality called empirical reality, vyavaharikam sat. And where is jnanam? Jnanam is paramarthikam sat. They have nothing to do with one another. They don't even see one another. Nothing to do with one another. Oh, so Atma is in a different reality. Yes, Atma is I. I belong to a different reality than the Ahankara, which is I, the doer. No, then why Atma doesn't tell the I, oh come on, stop doing, I am already here. Why doesn't Atma speak? Because the nature of the Atma is to reveal everything, including one's own ignorance. It reveals the ignorance. If it did not reveal the ignorance, we have to shut up shop and say no more 3-month courses, because nobody will come, because ignorance is not known. My own ignorance is known to me. My own ignorance of something in the world, which is called, Tula Avidya, is known to me. And my Moola Avidya, that I don't know myself, is known to who? Me, not the neighbor. The neighbor is not sending me to the 3-month course. Please go, you have Atma Ajnanam. Who is coming to the 3-month course? The one who says, I need to know about myself. So the ignorance is evident to me, knowledge is evident to me that Atma is just the revealer. And even though the word revealer is the agent, there is no agency in this revelation. Atma just shines the light on everything. Shines the light on good feelings, shines the light on bad feelings. So when you're having a miserable day, then that it is what? Ananda Atma, the forever free Atma that is shining the light on the misery. Oh, what will I do? All you have to do is see what is backing up the feeling. That Sakshi happens to be free, happens to be without a second, happens to be infinite, that which I seek. So just like when we say the sun shines, is the sun shining as a verb? Is the sun acting? No, it's its Swarupa. So the nature of the Atma is to reveal everything, including ignorance, including my foolishness in thinking that by karma I will gain all these things. It will reveal that also. It will reveal my karma, it will reveal the karma phala, it will reveal the finitude also. I, the ahankara, based body, mind, sense complex, I have to have the viveka, vairagya to say, no, this is not working. All I need to understand, this is viveka, to say that the outcome I need is not coming, this is not working. I have to do something else. And here do means I have to know, I have to stop doing. I have to keep quiet for some time. Stop doing and give it a try. Give knowledge a try. A try means like, okay, this is a buffet. What is the buffet? Here there is, what is that? Brahma Yajna. Here there is some other Yajna. Here there is one more Yajna. So many disciplines are there. Pranayama, Yoga are the dishes on this buffet. It's called a smorgasbord. Various things are kept on this buffet. And then I'll go and pick this. I will pick yoga, I will pick dana, I will pick real yajna, the ritual that is to be done. I will pick puja. And then as upasechanam, a little condiment, I will have knowledge. Little pickle, you have, everything is there, you have your dal, you have your rice, you have everything, and then you say, let me take a little pickle to spice it all up. I will take Atmajnanam as a little pickle. No, that doesn't work. Little bit of moksha, little bit of samsara. Yugapat, at the same time, by the same person, this is not accomplishable. Why? Virodhat, because of the contradiction. But what, pray tell me, is the contradiction? The contradiction between the two paths, so to speak. The path of knowledge and the path of doing. The path of doing reinforces the doer. I have to be the karta if I am doing. Whether I like it or not, I have to redefine myself as the karta. The path of doing reinforces the doer. The path of knowing, swaha, swallows up the doer. Do you see how it is contradictory? The path of doing requires a lot of accoutrements we have seen earlier, called kriya, kamaraka, phala, and all these things. So it needs all the factors of actions, ramaha, ramau, ramaha, all these things. Doer, instrument, object, the purpose of action, the place of origin of action, the locus of action, who is the actor, all these things it needs. And then the knowledge, the pursuit of knowledge means swallowing up the karma, swallowing up the karta, swallowing up the karana, swallowing up all the factors connected to action, including karma phala, because moksha is not karma phala. Do you see the contradiction? Say yes even if you don't want to at this point. Yeah. So once one reinforces the doer, put cement on the feet of the doer and you are a permanent doer, the discipline, the path of all these disciplines which are not really a path. They are there to help you to grow. And if you are using them for moksha, if you are using them for some kind of a permanent outcome, that will not come. That will not come out of this. So the path of action reinforces the doer, whereas the pursuit of knowledge swallows up the doer. The path of action is dependent upon karma and karma phala, and the knowledge is what? The pursuit of knowledge is freedom from karma, karta, karma phala. The path of action relies on everything that is finite. The path of knowledge relies on only you, that is infinite. The path of action will only result in phala, which is the fruit of which is what? Finite. And that finitude is equal to sorrow. Because whenever something comes to an end, people cry. Even if it's a bad relationship, even if it's a difficult relationship, bad relationship, finally some viveka comes and you say to the other person, we have to part ways. Bye-bye, thank you, go, or I will go. You pack up and leave, and still weeping comes. Oh, but the person was abusive, still weeping comes. Yeah, weeping comes creeping. Still, this is the problem. So this is antavanta. It is full of, it's characterized by ashubha. Anta, that which is antavan is ashubha. That which is subject to end is inauspicious because nobody likes ending. This is the path of doing and doership and all these things, because all of them are finite and the result is in the form of tears. And here, since here the knowledge is what? I am free. It is limitlessness. Brahman as limitless, which I gain as myself. There is no antavatvam. There is no ending here. There is no finitude. And then the path of doing, whether it's religious disciplines or ordinary doing, now I am speaking generally. The path of doing keeps samsara in play, keeps it intact. Knowledge swallows up the samsarta and the samsara. Who is samsarta? The one who moves in samsara. The one who says, very, very sorry, aham samsari. That one also is swallowed up. The path of doing finally leads to ayasa, exhaustion, mental, physical, emotional, sorrowful path. The path of knowledge, joyous path, ends in ananda. Beginning is ananda. Middle is what? Ananda. The choice is? Choice is whose? Your own choice it is. So, karmajan vidhi tan sarvan. Tan sarvan, whether all these disciplines we are talking about, Arjuna, or whether we are talking about any other form of doing, they are all finite. And why they are finite, we have already discussed. Evam jnatva, knowing this, vimokshyase, you will be free. Knowing this, you will be liberated, you will be free. You will be free knowing this. This is a very big thing. And unfortunately, for the karmathas means who? People given to karma. They say, aha, this is a aha moment for them. A wrong aha moment, I might add, but it is in a way, they pounce on this verse. They pounce on this verse and beat the poor verse to eke out, to spit up a meaning that it doesn't have. So then they say, aha. Why do they say aha? They say, look, Bhagavan is saying that everything is born of karma. And know that there is no other thing there. Because Tan Sarvan, see the word Sarvan is there. Look, what is the meaning of Sarva? Everything. Tan Sarvan, all of them, everything in this universe is what? given by God, and who gave karma? God gave karma through the Veda, and everything is born of karma, and if you know that, you will be liberated. So therefore what? Do karma. And after that do what? More karma. And after that do what? More karma. And then become miserable. That they will not say. Because these are what? Karmatas. They are given to a lifelong karma, and they abuse these verses. They selectively take these verses to mean, for it to mean whatever they want. It's not that everything is karma, so knowing this you will be liberated because you also have to do karma. No. That's why Adi Shankara has a brilliant stroke in explaining this verse in the Bhashya, which we will see in the next class. What does he say? He says, all this is Anatmajan. He defines or translates the word Karmajan into Anatmajan, born of Anatma. Anatma means finitude. It's not born of karma. That they don't understand. People don't understand because they have a penchant for karma. But if one were to tell you, if I were to tell you, it's born of finitude, then there is a different orientation. How? We'll see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.